Link to the Discord in the description below. Once a week, I ask a question. First person to get the question right gets to pick a lore for the week. And this week's lore, coming to us from Fallout 2, is the Intelligent Deathclaws. Now, Fallout 1, for the uninitiated, takes place in 2161. And in 2235, the Enclave exposes captured Deathclaws to FEV. Now, FEV is used in the beginning to create them. They're exposed. The geckos are exposed to it. The lizards that are exposed to FEV that later become Deathclaws, Jackson's chameleons. They are exposed to a little bit of FEV and radiation. It's mixed together, and Deathclaws emerge. Right. So the Enclave introduces more FEV to them, thinking that they can make them more intelligent but subservient, which is a great idea. Here's these giant fabled death machines. And I like how Fallout 3 kind of brings that back with controlled Deathclaws. So in 2242, the Enclave storms Vault 13 with intelligent Deathclaw help, and the Deathclaws later adopt Vault 13 as their home once it's abandoned. So they live there. So imagine just walking into a vault and all of a sudden here's these giant lizard killing machines. These huge, big lizard boys. Several humans from the surrounding area actually go live in the vault under the protection of these Deathclaws. And I'm going to get into a little bit later. These Deathclaws can speak. Goros, Zarn, X-A-R-N, Zarn, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. They can speak. And the thing with Jackson's chameleons is they don't have vocal cords. And I remember that being a point of contention in Fallout 4 is that the Deathclaw roars at you, but it can't roar if it doesn't have vocal cords. Who knows? Maybe it mutated. Also, maybe it's just scary to have a giant lizard roar in your face. But not super scary if you get power armor 10 minutes into it. The leader of these intelligent Deathclaws is Guthar. G-R-U-T-H-A-R. Guthar. I looked up how to pronounce it, and it was like Gutahur, and I was like, that's not correct. So I'm going to say Guthar. The Dwellers of 13 turn their day-to-day operations to a Brotherhood of Steel tech-based computer. The only way for the Deathclaws to interact with this computer is through voice controls, voice commands. That chip breaks, and once the chip breaks, mind you, the relative, an ancestor of the Chosen One came from Vault 13. So this is what I could only imagine me going to Italy is like. Me going back to see where my family's from, where my story kind of starts. Vault 13 originally was a control vault, but it's also believed, and it's hinted at in Fallout 2 and spoken about a little bit, that the people that were in Vault 13 were going to be taken by taken by the Enclave when the time was right. And they were going to, if they didn't want to go with them, be killed or taken onto the oil rig to repopulate. Because these groups in Fallout, like the Brotherhood, the Enclave, even like the Minutemen, I would argue to an extent, are incredibly inbred. Like I would really wager to bet that like the gene pool is running thin. So the Chosen One finds Vault 13 and speaks with some of the intelligent Deathclaws there, and they say to him, look, the Deathclaws say, I need a voice chip. And he says, look, if I can help you find the voice chip or something to fix it, I need a Gek. Can you help me find a Gek? Through the help of the Deathclaws inside of 13, by finding the Gek, they find it in storage and is given to the Chosen One. Now, in the eyes of the Enclave, this was viewed as rebellion. They technically were under the control of them. I wouldn't be surprised if it's very much like, let them stay there, and when we need them, we'll get them. What are they going to do? They're animals, and we have a Horrigan. So, speaking of Frank, Horrigan and a troop of Enclave soldiers massacre the Deathclaws and humans inside, presumably as the humans as well, inside of 13 because of this act of giving the Gek to the Chosen One. The only Deathclaw to survive is Goros, who's traveling at that time with the Chosen One. Goros shows up in Fallout New California, the board game. His card will be behind me. It's probably already behind me, to be honest. There's also Zarn, who I brought up before, who is at Navarro, and they are the last two Deathclaws in existence. Now, they're both males, so there is a huge chance that is the last time we are ever going to see intelligent Deathclaws. Some characteristics. I get all of my lore off of fallout.fandom.com, the Nukipedia. So I want to read characteristics and a few other things right off the wiki so you get an understanding of what these intelligent Deathclaws are like. The subspecies was intelligent for Deathclaws, about the equivalent of an 8-year-old, with some individuals on par with average adult humans. Their learning capacity was very high, and they were capable of abstract thought and reason. Although they did not have vocal cords, the Deathclaws seemed to mimic human speech similar to a parrot. Socially, they had a rigid hierarchy, peaceful and pack-based ethical code. They were extremely loyal to the pack as a whole, treating it as a family unit rather than having individual families. Fights within the pack are unheard of, and the pack leader controls many aspects of life, such as choosing and matching female and male Deathclaw for reproduction. Deathclaws are not subject to becoming sterile from FEV exposure. This trait is never explained. Little behind the scenes from you, Chris Avellone regrets the inclusion of talking intelligent Deathclaws, finding them too silly for the Fallout universe. Tim Kaine and Leonard Boyarsky also wish they could have removed them, with Tim saying Deathclaws were supposed to be scary monsters, not librarians. They only appear in Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics, and Fallout Shelter Online. So, there's a reference I want to read real quick, because they just said they don't like them, so they're probably never coming back, and it doesn't really matter as far as I'm concerned. But the Fallout Bible is mixed as to whether Xan or Gorus could appear and save the intelligent Deathclaw breed. On March 11th of 2022, an update by John Daly, the creator and designer of much of the Talking Deathclaw content, wrote, "In any case, there is a chance that 2 intelligent Deathclaws survived and continue on the species. I realize that they are both males, but that is fine. When they were engineered by the Enclave, the intelligent gene was made male-specific and dominant. What this means is any intelligent male that mated with a non-intelligent female would most likely produce an intelligent offspring. However, in July 10th of 2002, an update of the Fallout Bible, Chris Avellone denied that intelligent Deathclaws lived, writing, "By the way, the talking Deathclaws were destroyed at the end of Fallout 2. Xan and Goros did not go on to create a new species, and they are gone. Kaput. Goodbye. In fact, any mutant animal that talks can safely be assumed to have died at the end of the exact minute Fallout 2 is over. Any last words, talking animals? I thought not. They're not coming back. They're not coming back ever." Behind me is a picture. Well, they might. Who knows? But I'd hope they wouldn't. Behind me is a picture of something. I haven't looked into the pictures that I'm going to use, but there should be a picture of Goros. There should be a picture of his card, at least. He wears a nice cloak. I think they're neat. They're something that will really only exist there. Maybe Bethesda, if we ever see the West. I really hope it's not in the show. And if it is in the show, it's a passing thing. If it takes place around Fallout 2. Shiza. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say on the intelligent Deathclaws. And that, my friends, is the end of this week's lore. Hi, it's Vince. I hope you enjoyed that video you just watched. If you'd like to support in any sort of way, in the description below there's links to my Twitter, the show's Twitter, and the Patreon. You could support at any level, and you could be on screen like some of the names are currently. I hope to see you soon. Thank you for watching, and if you get a chance, check out another one of my videos. I'd really appreciate it. Share it with a friend. Cool. I'll see you guys later. Be safe. I love you. Bye.